Okay, we're going to get started now. As I said, we're going to move a little bit away from diversity in this next panel. Actually, this initiative is for startups, so it's good that it's here at the South Summit, but it's made by women for women, right?
No.
Well, to an extent.
Yeah.
We have here with us Brigitte Baumann,
Hello.
who is the founder of GoBeyond, and she's going to tell us about Rising Tide, which is what this panel is all about. We have Eugenia Giron, who is not only a professor at IE Business School, but one hell of an entrepreneur, done a management buyout in her life. She's probably one of the most successful entrepreneurs in Spain in the luxury sector, has written several books. And of course, we have Maria Benjumea, who everybody here knows, and I've been honored to be with her from the beginning of the South Summit.
Very beginning.
And is now involved in this exciting initiative. So, Brigitte, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
What is this all about?
Actually, it's super well integrated to the last two panels that we saw. We started with data that showed that to get a lot more women entrepreneurs, there needs to be a lot more women investors. The second thing is we started seeing that right now in the US, there was only about 17% of investors that were women. In Europe, we're at 7%. And at the same time, we observed in my own platform, we have over a third women, but we saw how women invest. And so we took all that and said, what's the best way to kickstart? So then we can all be back integrated in diverse teams to kickstart first women like us who are very experienced to actually learn to go from angels to fund managers. And secondly, for women who have the potential of becoming lead investors to learn from us. And those who've just never invested in startups but would like to allocate 10 to 50,000 to actually do so can do it, learning by doing. So that's where it started.
Okay, so the initiative is to actually encourage more women as investors and as entrepreneurs as part of the ecosystem. So definitely it fits in the diversity thing. So Eugenia, why? I mean, I hear a rumor that you're running this thing in Spain. How did you get involved in this?
You know, last panel asked a question that is very relevant and a very good introduction to this answer. And the question was, what can we do that is innovative to get more women involved? Well, Rising Tide initiative is really innovative because it's for the first time that we have a fund, 99 women co-investing together in Europe.
Why 99?
It's a nice number, isn't it? You will all remember when we leave. But we have more plans for the future. So these 99 women are coming from 25 different countries, and our investment committee is composed of 9 deal leaders. I am one of them, and I represent Spain, and that means that within this role, I have this role of networking in Spain and getting the best women investors to join us. Thank you, Maria, for doing that. And this is part of what we do. So we get women involved. We define an investment strategy, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later. We follow on the different deals, and we work on launching the next fund, which is what we are doing now.
Okay. And Maria, this was the biggest surprise when I heard that you were part of this initiative.
I can understand.
Why?
Well, because, you know, the person is the most important thing. We always say about the team and the importance of the people. And, well, Maria Eugenia was the one who shared that with me. And I have absolutely confidence with Maria Eugenia. So I've said, this is my role. And I think that one thing I like very much, because this is organized by women, we are all women, but we are not going to invest only, absolutely not, in women startups or women projects. Is that women, we are together, and we are looking for the best. And here, there are very good ones where we are because we want to. So that's really, I think, that is a great initiative. There are very few women now that, well,
Women
nowadays.
investors, I think it's 7%.
Yeah.
No, Brigitte? It's
Yeah.
even less than
Yeah.
women entrepreneurs.
7%. 7%. So I think that is a great initiative because it's the way I always say that it's very, very, very important that you can visualize. Because if you visualize that there are, for example, women, we are very worried about that. Why? If we have so many opportunities, why only a 70% of women wants to launch a startup? And here, with the investors, only a 7%, no? So I want to be there. And if I trust people like you both, so I want to be there, absolutely.
So we're going to start seeing you invest in startups.
Yeah, I'm going to learn about investment.
Well, we've done
Investment.
6, so we're almost actually finished with the fund. So we've done 6, and actually now we think we have enough money to squeeze 2 more, and there's one Spanish deal.
So this is in Europe.
So
This is
yes,
Europe.
so it's called Rising Tide Europe because the deals come from Europe. But in terms of women, what the whole idea of Rising Tide is how we demultiply it. So we had women investors of the 99 women from Europe, but also we had a number of women from Africa, so who watched how those of us who are more experienced are doing it, because it's a fund, but you get to watch how the fund managers make, and if you have an expertise, you can contribute to the due diligence, and you can try to beat the fund by investing more in certain deals than what the fund will do. So we have women now from Africa who are starting the movement in Africa, and in the Middle East who are doing that. Plus, since we're finished now, going from 1 million, we're looking to go to more like 10 or 100 million for the Rising Tide Europe 2. So let us know if any of you want to participate. It's, I think it's info@risingtideeurope.eu. But also we're going to look to demultiply it maybe in certain countries. So that's one of the things also we're looking in Spain or Switzerland where the same movement can happen locally. Again, it's a fun, but it's really a 1-year doing by learning program, and then most of us are also in the normal mixed ecosystem.
So you're actually training angel investors.
Well, those of us who are learning for the first of all, you've been a fund manager, but I've been European Angel of the Year, but I had never managed a fund, which again, there's so few women VCs. So for those of us who are the lead investors, we have unbelievable track record, but we're getting a chance to be fund managers. And of the 99, there's about 40 who've chosen to be really even get certified at the end. So they're watching, they're learning, and then their money is also being invested. So you can learn at the same time. With only 10,000 euros, you get a portfolio of 7 to 8 investments that are top-notch quality, because they have to be deals where we've already invested before.
And do you have any numbers? I mean, living in the world we are today, where you don't get any return really from your money in the bank, and very little actually from the stock market as well, what kind of numbers are we talking about in terms of returns here?
Oh, thank you for asking. So at GoBeyond Investing,
I'm not trying to sell her.
But we're the first angel community that have actually been tracking since 2008 how each one of us have built a portfolio and how it's doing. And so the average annualized return is 15%, and 80% of us are actually have positive annualized return, which is unheard of. But it's because just like we do in Rising Tide, we do it shared economy. We do it transparent. We do it with small tickets, but we do it super professionally.
So tell us about the investment criteria. What are your strategies for investment?
So first of all, as Brigitte was explaining, all of the learnings of GoBeyond since 2008, we are taking into how we invest with Rising Tide. So that's a big advantage. And one of the things that GoBeyond has realized throughout the process of doing 135 investments was that one is that you need to keep some money to go to follow-up rounds. which is something that it's within our investment strategy, and that was very important. And the second element is diversification of industries, but also of countries. And there is a third element that has to do with the trust. We always talk about the teams, who's there, who's engaged. And for us, one of the rules is that one of our LPs needs to be an investor already. So it's coming from someone that has already been there, that has already explored, that has already learned, and it's inviting peers to join her in this trip. So, and we've done these 6 deals now. Each of them is about 100K, $100,000 ticket, euros. And as I said, we kept some money for follow-up rounds.
So you have 9 leaders across the European
Each one coming
landscape.
from a different country, and each one bringing LPs from their countries. So when we meet, it's an amazing experience because you get to meet peers, but also very diverse, coming from different countries with very different experience. And the beauty of this, we have put together the mechanisms that allow us to benefit from all of this knowledge which is going around. So if we have a deal in fintech, we know that we have 3 or 4 in different places that can give us a lot of insights.
So it's like a mini Davos, huh? An intellectual experience.
But what's really amazing, it really joins what Betty said at the end of the last panel, is that when you design for diversity, it comes naturally. You don't have to then go look for it. And that's why actually now we have a lot of men saying, wait a minute, this is actually what we would love to do. Can we come in? And so luckily at GoBeyond, we open it up to men and women. But you always, if you design it for diversity, you don't have to then force fit diversity. It kind of naturally grows and is attracted to it.
So one final question before we open up for a couple of questions. You said that 99 was just the beginning. What is the next step after 99?
Next step is 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, because just because we're women doesn't mean we always start small. The guys all laugh saying, how can you start with 1 million euros? That's like ridiculous, especially with the vision that we have, the investment strategy. But we did our million, we did it super well, but now we're ready for at least 10 or 100 million. So also if there's any banks here, because then the regulatory does kick in a bit, but so we're talking to partnering with a bank who would love from a pan-European basis, who has all the regulatory of marketing, these kinds of things. But yeah, definitely at least 1,000.
Okay.
It's just the beginning.
Great. Exciting. Any questions from the audience? This is a great opportunity, guys. You rarely are going to have a panel with
a
3
great opportunity
ladies like
to join
this.
us for the 100.
It's only $10,000
Start
to join.
counting.
Yeah.
Only $10,000. 10,000
Who is the
going
best?
once? Going once? Do I hear it? Okay, we have a question here.
Thank you. My name is David. What kind of startups are you investing in? I mean, sectors.
Very diverse. We are in health industry. We are in consumer goods, sporting goods. Actually, we are in industrial, which is linked to nuclear security. We are in
Nuclear
Telecom.
security. Nuclear
No,
security.
it's radioactivity.
Radioactivity.
It's high tech. I mean, really
All right.
high tech radioactivity and telecom. And then we're going to do 1 or 2 that are mobile internet. But we purposely diversified. But unfortunately, this first one, we have too many for just the money we have left. But we'll, as soon as the second one's open, we'll continue very diverse. Just no pharma and biotech, just because of the cycles are very long.
So also diversification in startups also.
Oh,
in startups.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Last question.
And for the entrepreneurs, they love it because we're one investor on the cap table, but there's 99 in 25 countries in 4 continents, and we're not just dumb money or passive money. We're really going to make those entrepreneurs succeed. So that's
You
also
support
why.
those entrepreneurs with
absolutely.
contacts and
Yeah,
everything.
there's always only one of us who's the point contact, but we have now monthly, every quarter, the entrepreneurs can come and even get exposed to all 99, etc. And we have a sister program in the US, and we're starting to share so the entrepreneurs can benefit from both sides. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question here.
So hi, my name is Pilar. First of all, congratulations for the initiative. I really think that this type of initiatives really help to promote and more diversity. So the question is, could you be more specific on the type of training that you are providing to new angel investors?
So we have, that one is a 1 year, and so it's 3 things. One, we've created some self-learning videos, 20 minutes each. Then we have about 40 webinars that are live with one of us experienced investor on 16 different topics along early stage investing. How do you build, manage, and exit your portfolio? And then twice a year, we meet, well, actually, we do
Face-to-face.
2 or 3 times face-to-face, a full day where we share best practices. And actually, every month, when we show us how we're evaluating deals, we have also Ask Us Anything sessions. So any of the LPs, limited partners, who want to learn more, why did we do something, or how did we become investors, can do that.
Okay, let's give him a big hand, please.
Muy bien.